so we might have a slight update on Ant-Man 3. It's not good. It's not good at all if you're a fan of Ant-Man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the movies, but they're not in my, like, top tier MCU, right? They're not in my top 10. Then again, my wife, as she said on a podcast, it's one of her favorites, so she might be bummed, because we're hearing Ant-Man 3 might not happen, and it's actually coming from a really credible source. Obviously, things are bound to change when you have a giant franchise going forward, and at any moment when you're getting back and coming up with new ideas, things can always move aside or be shifted somewhere else. We saw this when Spider-Man was added to the MCU, we saw this with Inhumans, saw this with Captain Marvel. Things can move around, right? It's common. But recently, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man himself, has made it very clear that maybe we should start petitioning for Ant-Man 3, because he doesn't think it's gonna happen, and he's not aware of any movement on it. Now, there's a few things that go into this. Obviously, recently we heard Peyton Reed could possibly be attached to something that has to do with the Fantastic Four. Since he loves the Fantastic Four, he's been trying to pitch his version since literally the early 2000s, and they kept rejecting it. But now, apparently, he's gone to Kevin Feige, talked to him, and he's like, let me do my film. And whether that happens or not, we don't know. But you have to understand that the MCU is moving so fast now, and so many new franchises are coming in, new properties and things are moving forward, that there could be a few casualties here or there. You know, we saw Captain America 3 get sacrificed from the version they wanted to do into being Civil War just due to the fact of how they wanted to take the MCU forward. And that's honestly kind of something that could happen with Ant-Man 3. And I would realistically hate if this happens, because I want to see a complete trilogy, and they set up quite a few pieces that I would love to see pay off. But at the same time, who really knows how they want to go forward with it and what Ant-Man 3 could be? I mean, who's to say that if they do a modern day Fantastic Four, Ant-Man, Wasp, and Hank aren't going to play, you know, a giant part of that film, and that's how you conclude their story. Sort of, again, equating this to Civil War, where they put in a bunch of storylines going together and building up the foundation to the future of the MCU. And if that's the case, I might be a little bit more okay with it, but it kind of bums me out. Could you imagine if they don't complete that trilogy? That's going to look a little weird. I guess we'll find out soon, but I hope we get it. How do you guys feel about it?